Welcome to Data Visualization Learning Session. Today, we will be talking about leveraging pre-attentive attributes. These creative attributes interact with our iconic memory to direct the audience focus. Iconic memory allows the audience to unconsciously process visual elements before full awareness. Now, let's look at this example. What we can see is that in this case, I'll give a simple analogy where a hawk among pigeons stands out, akin to identifying a unique item in the list using a clear pre-attentive attributes. In complex case, with multiple bird types, spotting a hawk becomes harder, showing how excessive visual diversity can distract attention. Now here's the example. When you have loss of color, then it becomes harder to identify the required information. And this is using a color. Color is highly effective creative attributes. Overuse or multiple colors may dilute the visualization's focus and impact. Example, highlighting specific data points by color. Example is that highlighting specific data points by color. Now, let's talk about eliminating distractions. The key thing is that remove we need to remove non-critical information to focus audience attention to essential elements. To do that, we need to incorporate additional attributes like size to refine focus. Now, let's talk about new slide. What do you see here? What are key takeaways from this slide? Think about it. The key takeaway from this slide is that not all data are equally important. Simplify visualization by eliminating unnecessary details. Summarize when detailed data are not required. Assess whether removing certain elements changes the visualization's meaning. And you will apply KISS principle. That is, keep it simple, silly. Here we remove the consumer rate tax and we only put the only critical information that's required to derive the insight. Now let's move to the next slide. What we learn from this? What can we learn from this slide? Think about it. This slide is all about keep it simple principle. Keep it simple, stupid principle or silly principle. The key takeaway from this slide is that visualization should provide or prioritize simplicity and clarity without losing necessary context. Example, avoid clutter and overcomplicate design. In this example, we are doing away with clutter and overcomplicated designs. That is, we are choosing a bar graph instead of a data table for sake of simplicity. We are moving toward data bar graph from data table for sake of simplicity and which helps to get insight much more quickly. Now, next slide is about balancing critical and non-critical information. What do you think about what are takeaway from this slide by looking at this slide? What do you think are takeaways? The main takeaway, think about it, I'll give you more second. The main takeaway from this is that non-critical information can remain but should be understated. Example in the background. What we want to do is that we want to, if there are some information which are not that important, then we can keep those, such as these other fish, they're in background, but the key information is highlighted. Highlight main ideas while maintaining contextual detail. So we have kept this picture, even though we are removing the color. So let me quickly summarize what we learned today.
What, mommy?
We learned about the importance of creative attributes in creating impactful visualizations. We have to reinforce a balance between simplicity, focus, and providing context. So that's all for today. I will see you next learning session. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.